Chapter 3 When Faith Meets Flesh. One afternoon, after finishing my hospital duty hours, I was walking back to the mess when I noticed a man holding his wife's hand. The woman was in obvious severe abdominal pain. At first, I thought they were civilians from a nearby village, but the man suddenly straightened himself and greeted me. Jai Hind, Saab. I replied, Jai Hind. I asked him what had happened. He explained, साहब मैं लद्दाख स्काउट्स का जवान हूँ, झारखंड में पोस्टेड हूँ, छुट्टी पे घर आया, मेरी औरत को बहुत तेज़ दर्द है. In his hand was a medical file with all the reports. As I flipped through the papers, the diagnosis stood out. Multiple cholelithiasis with cholecystitis. The gallbladder was infected and bile obstruction had already set in. I asked him almost angrily, पागल हो क्या? इतने टाइम से ऑपरेट क्यों नहीं किया? He looked helpless. सर डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल में 2 महीने बाद का डेट मिला था. तब तक ये बेचारी दर्द में तड़प रही थी. वहाँ के डॉक्टर बोले मिलिट्री हॉस्पिटल ले जाओ. His wife was trembling, her eyes full of fear at the thought of surgery. I placed my hand on his shoulder and assured him, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. But deep inside, I was also anxious. What if the gallbladder was too stuck? What if the common bile duct got injured? Complications can turn fatal. We stabilized her first with antibiotics, painkillers, and IV fluids. But another challenge was waiting. Our OT had no laparoscopy set. The only option was an open cholecystectomy. That evening, I sat with Sabina and her husband Ahmed and explained the risks. With folded hands and tears, Sabina asked me, Sir, सब ठीक होगा ना? मुझे आप पर और अपने अल्लाह पर विश्वास है. Those words struck me deeply. Her faith gave me strength I didn't know I had. In that moment, I promised myself, if her trust is in me and God, then I must not let fear take over. On the day of surgery, just as the OT lights came on, Sabina whispered nervously, Sir, कट लगने से पहले बस एक बार बिस्मिल्लाह बोल दीजिएगा. I nodded, looked at the anesthetist and softly said, Bismillah. The surgery was grueling. The gallbladder was badly inflamed, with dense adhesions involving the mesentery and small bowel. The Calit's triangle was frozen, making dissection painfully slow and risky. For 4 long hours, sweat dripped inside my mask as I worked cautiously, separating structures millimeter by millimeter. Finally, by God's grace, the gallbladder came out with all the stones safely. That evening, when I checked on her post-op, I saw Sabina smiling weakly at me. That smile washed away my fears of bile leaks, bleeding, or fever. But the very next day, my heart sank when I noticed bile in the drain. My mind raced. Could it be a cystic duct blowout? A missed CBD stone? We rushed for an ultrasound. Relief flooded me when the report came clear. No injury, no retained stone. Still, till the 5th day, I barely slept at night, haunted by the thought of complications. My wife would often console me, Ziyada tension mat lo, sab theek hoga, and she was right. On the day of discharge, Sabina and Ahmed came to me with folded hands, requesting a photo together. Sir, ताकि हम अपने बच्चों को दिखा सकें और याद रख सकें. As the camera clicked, my eyes welled up. That day I learned one of the deepest lessons of a doctor's life. Faith is not one-sided. A patient's faith strengthens the doctor's hands, and the doctor's faith in God gives courage to take the toughest steps. In that operating room I realized, when faith meets flesh, healing becomes possible.